Hello, everyone. My name is Ed. We're here to talk film. And today I have a video that I don't think I've done this type of video yet. Oh, I have. I've done this type of video with Criterions. It was like my second video on the channel. And this is a haul video, Blu-ray haul video. I've got a big, nice, new stack of movies right here that I bought that I want to share with you, talk to you a little bit about them, why I bought them. Yeah, just things like that. I figured I'd share that with you while I work on some other things. I really want to bring you a Ingmar Bergman's cinema box set review. At some point, I want to watch a little bit more of the movies. I want to be able to talk about Bergman intelligently. Maybe I'll make a video where I just do a video about my journey watching the box set. Wow. Anyway, let's hold on for right now. Also, real quick, there's going to be a giveaway that has to do with this whole thing with these Blu-rays. So make sure you stick around to the end where I will talk about the giveaway, which will be on my Instagram, which is always in the link in the comments, link in the description below. So with that out the way, let's get right into my new Blu-ray purchases. For starters, we have Lincoln. Now this is the 4-disc edition of Lincoln, and this I actually got with a slipcover from Amazon, which never happens, especially since this release is over 10 years old. It's 9 years old. It's a 2013 Blu-ray release, and there's still slipcover. That's fascinating. So I was able to get this slipcover, 4 discs. You know, disc 1 with the bonus with the Blu-ray plus some bonus features, but then like an actual bonus features disc. And the reason I have this 4-disc one is because there's another one. Here's the thing: when you get Lincoln, if you're gonna buy Lincoln on Blu-ray on Amazon, make sure you get the 4-disc edition, because there is a whole separate bonus features disc that has more special features on it than the bonus features that are only on the disc that has the movie, which you'll get in the 2-disc version. So make sure you always go for the 4-disc version. That's what I learned. I have to return my 2-disc version because of that. But yeah, Lincoln, great movie. I've been kind of wanting to watch some Spielberg movies, especially historical ones. It has a little bit to do with something I'm writing right now, so I'm trying to like just take in some certain Spielberg movies of a certain time that are interesting and I think that are related to what I'm writing. So yeah, Lincoln. Next we have Warhorse. Now I've wanted to this is also the 4-disc version of Warhorse, and it's a thick boy. I've wanted to own Warhorse for a long time, but I never bought it. And now I figured it was the time, since I was just going to buy a bunch of Spielberg movies. I said, this is my time to get Warhorse. And yeah, so again, Blu-ray disc plus bonus features, and then a bonus features disc. And I haven't watched this yet. I like Lincoln. I haven't seen Warhorse since I saw it like many years ago. This is a 2012 Blu-ray release. I probably saw it in 2012, so about 10 years ago it's been since I've seen Warhorse. So this is a movie I'm gonna have to check out at some point. Hopefully really, really soon. I wanna watch it again, because it looks sick. I watched a couple scenes from it to check out the transfer, and I was like, wow, that seems like a pretty sick movie. Next we have Bridge of Spies. This is a Spielberg movie that I actually really, really like. It's one of my favorite Spielberg movies of his sort of like post, like his post Schindler's List era, like the 2000s onward era. It's really cool. Great performance by Tom Hanks. And who's the other guy in the movie? I can't remember what his name was. Mark Rylance. Good performances by them. Really interesting time. It's a Cold War movie. It's a movie about a lawyer defending a Russian spy, and then eventually having to negotiate a prisoner swap with the Russians, which is really cool. So you get a lot of the geopolitics. You get a very interesting look at some of the secret programs that we had going on at the time, like the U-2 spy plane. And yeah, it's just a cool little movie. It's actually very, very fun. I've seen it twice this past week. And both times it was just, it's a really fun movie. It's a really fun movie. I think it definitely is one of the best Spielberg movies of the recent era. All right, next we have, there's a lot of Spielberg. Next we have Jaws. Now I owned so if you guys remember when they did the new Blu-ray of Jaws, they did a 4K remaster of Jaws, and then but they did a Blu-ray release. So now the 4K release came out, I believe, in 2020. So I was able to track down the limited edition of Jaws, which actually isn't that hard because you can find it on Amazon. You can't find it in stores anymore, but you can find it on Amazon. That comes with, you know, the Jaws 4K Blu-ray. And it comes with like the little book, and it comes with this special cool packaging, the lenticular cover. So that's pretty neat. Jaws is like a top 3 movie for me. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely adore this film. Yeah, it's a movie I grew up on, so I'm glad to have it in 4K in my collection, and it actually looks really good. Next, we have another one of my favorite movies of all time. Finally, I can have this in 4K, and that is Apocalypse Now. I love Apocalypse Now. Anybody who knows me knows that this is my favorite war movie of all time. I have a blast every time I watch this movie. It's a really cool release. It also comes with Hearts of Darkness, which is something that for me is very, very important. Because that's a documentary I've really, really wanted to see for a long time. It's actually on its own separate Blu-ray disc, which is sick. So yeah, this is the other side of it. Very, very happy to have this in my collection. It's the 40th anniversary edition. Unfortunately, I missed seeing this in IMAX. I also just wish that there was something to like secure this, you know what I mean? Because it's just kind of whatever. I missed this movie when it came out in IMAX. Which really sucks. It's one of my biggest regrets. I did get to see 2001: A Space Odyssey in IMAX though, but yeah, dude, Apocalypse Now, one of the greatest movies of all time. Had to get it on 4K. A lot of this is backlogging. Some of this is backlogging certain titles that I've had in 4K and in Blu-ray already or owned on digital, and now that I've upgraded to 4K, you know, something I can now take advantage of, which is getting these 4K discs for movies that I love. Next is Collateral. Now, this is a movie I actually never owned, but it is one of my favorite Michael Mann movies. Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx. Very philosophical movie with a hitman and a taxi driver. Very, very cool, ice cold sort of LA nighttime movie as well. Has the police procedural elements of Michael Mann movies. The thing about this movie specifically, when you're watching this, if you get it on 4K, something to note is that the source of the movie is not that great. And that is because it was shot on digitally and it was shot at night. So the colors are kind of a little washed out, but that's not the fault of the 4K transfer. That really is the fault of the source. And if you've ever seen Collateral, you know what I'm talking about. But it does look considerably sharper. They fixed what seems like there was a green tinting issue with the Blu-ray release, or at least when I was watching the special features, it seemed like there was a green tinting issue. That could just be an issue that the special feature was maybe originally an like DVD quality and was upscaled. That could be an issue with that. But it's a pretty clean picture for the most part. It is pretty noisy though. But again, this was Michael Mann shooting on digital cameras in a very, very early time of digital. He was a very early adopter of that. So that's something to keep in mind. I would think that's what it is, because it really doesn't look like film when you're looking at it. But yeah, no, this is a sick movie. So happy to have this in my collection. I can't wait to give it a rewatch, and I can't wait for more Michael Mann movies to come to 4K. Heat was great. I think I've been hearing whispers about Heat coming. Thief would be a great one to see in 4K. Public Enemies, Ollie, those movies would be great to see in 4K. I really want to see any Michael Mann movie in 4K. He makes very interesting movies, especially in the police procedural genre, which is fascinating because they are kind of avant-garde at times. So yeah, Collateral. Next we have War of the Worlds, another Spielberg movie. One of my favorite movies from when I was a child. I actually have a Criterion for the 1950s War of the Worlds. So it's nice to have the new one. I loved watching this movie. Always liked Tom Cruise in it. I was a big fan of Tom Cruise when I was a kid. Still am. And so it's nice to see this. Great to have it in 4K with special features and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know what else I can say except this is a childhood favorite of mine. So I'm very, very excited to have it on 4K. Next is Saving Private Ryan. We all know and love Saving Private Ryan. This is an easy get on 4K if you're a fan of war movies and if you're a fan of Steven Spielberg. I've always loved this movie. What's great about this movie is now I have the special features available to me on disc, which I didn't previously have because I got Saving Private Ryan on Blu-ray, but I got the Blu-ray Steelbook that they were doing at Target. And the issue with that was that you actually didn't get the special features disc. You only got the disc 1 Blu-ray that had the movie on it. So that's very, very disappointing that they chose to do that with that release. But now I have the movie in brilliant 4K and I can check out the special features anytime on the special features Blu-ray disc. So this is really sick. Super, super, super happy to have this in my collection. And then finally, we have Schindler's List. Now, Schindler's List is a movie that, in terms of Spielberg and his filmography, is very important to me. I very much loved this movie when I watched it originally. It's a movie that I think is, it shaped me in a lot of ways, gave me was part of me reinvigorating my interest into history. But history of a certain kind. I've gotten far more into, looking into just studying things like the Nazis and the Soviets and just the more horrific parts of war that happened. That was never really a big interest to me, but Schindler's List really awakened that for me. I'm not exactly sure if I would consider this the best Holocaust movie, and I know that's kind of a controversial opinion. I need to watch this again, but I watched The Pianist recently. And there was something about Roman Polanski's vision of the Holocaust that was very, very different and, albeit a little weirdly, it's weird to say this, but refreshing in terms of Holocaust movies. So yeah, but I'm excited to have this on 4K. I definitely am going to watch it again very soon because this is a movie that, I thoroughly enjoy the movie and I think it's very important. So yeah, Schindler's List on 4K. Great to have it. And yeah, that is all the 4K Blu-rays that I got recently. Thank you all for watching this video. Giveaway instructions. So on my Instagram, I'm gonna have a post up and I'm going to have on the post what digital codes I'm going to have available. Now, they are digital codes from these movies that I'm not using for reasons that I already have them on digital. So what's going to happen is this. They should work. They should work. They are for Jaws, not Saving Private Ryan. They're for Jaws, Schindler's List, and Apocalypse Now, I believe. So I'm going to have those available. I'm going to have you basically answer a question on Instagram. I'm going to pick the comments at random and somebody's going to get all 3 of the codes. And then hopefully they all work. They should all work. I'm going to send you the picture of the instructions. I tested it because I gave my Saving Private Ryan code to a friend of mine. And the code said it may not be valid after May 8th, 2021. And he followed all the instructions with the code and it worked perfectly. So it should work, I'm assuming. So yeah, thank you. Please check it out. Go to my Instagram below in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Adios.